Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados. It's me again, Miss M, and I'm back with yet another video. Hi, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. It has been, let's see here. Oh my God, it's been 3 months. Um, it's been a while, hasn't it? I don't think I've taken ever a break this long. And there's like a bunch of reasons for it. The chief reason is that I've been kind of overworked and I haven't been feeling very well. Not physically, but like mentally. And I just couldn't bring myself to switch on the machine and start talking, even though it's something that I used to enjoy quite a bit. But I've been wanting to get back into it, and I hopefully this video will kind of kick off me finally getting back into it. I've been busy. And if I'm being, 100% honest, I've been just kind of depressed. Not, no, not kind of depressed, like really depressed. Like it's been bad. But I'm gonna try and maybe use this as a way to kind of climb up out of that. Um, I won't get into why or how. I haven't been feeling, you know, enthusiastic about anything, but I just haven't. And I didn't want to start this video off like as a downer, but I feel that I kind of owe it to you, even though it's not difficult. I mean, it's not. It is difficult to talk about. I feel that I kind of owe it to you. I owe it to my regulars that were following me and watching my stuff regularly and commenting regularly. I feel like um, I let you down. And I kind of just haven't been communicating with anybody either. I haven't been communicating with Gershom. I haven't been communicating with Richard. I haven't been communicating with Delta or Anno or anybody. I've just been kind of radio silent for, yeah, the better part, like at least 3 months. It's kind of been, I don't know. It's been a while. It feels like a long time. And I don't like have that enthusiasm that I used to. I still love doing this. I still love analyzing movies, and I still especially love analyzing Stanley Kubrick movies, but like I guess maybe I got just tired of that, plus all the other stuff going on in my life and all the kind of failures I've been going through for the past, oh gosh, about a year and some months. Like everything I've been doing lately, everything I tried to do just didn't turn out, and it took. I tried to like pretend like I was okay, and I didn't. It didn't affect me. That everything I touched turned to shit. But you can only pretend for so long, and you know, it just got a little bit too much, and I just didn't. I thought, if I can't be enthusiastic, if I can't be cheerful, and if I can't, you know, bring sunshine to somebody's day with my videos because I don't feel like sunshine myself, then I'm not going to do it, you know. But I want to start again. I want to kind of pick up where I left off. I I mean, I've been thinking about these movies and the analysis and what it all means, like the grand scale of everything, what it means in the realm of research, inquiry, uh, maybe even a scholarly way of looking at it. Um, I still want to solve these mysteries. It's just like I haven't had the energy. Um, and I know, like, you guys have lives too. Maybe you've been going through some stuff too. And it's tough. It's tough to like go through things and just not understand why. You know what I mean? Like just be in not a great mood and you can't really do anything about it. Um, it's not easy to talk about and it's not easy to experience, really. So, but I'm back. I'm back. I hope you all are doing like wonderful. I hope you all are doing way better than me. Um, like mentally. And I I kind of want to kick it off. And the way I'm going to kick it back off or like get back into it is I'm doing a coffee break. I'm doing a viewer mail. And I'm going to do a viewer mail. Today's video, like getting back into it, is going to be a viewer mail that concentrates on my last 3 videos, which were all about a space odyssey. And I'm going to look at your guys' comments and like react to them, right? And the thing is, there's not a whole lot of comments because they weren't very popular videos. They certainly weren't in the thousands. That's for sure. The viewer. Let me see, like what are my most popular videos now? I haven't even checked, to be honest with you. I haven't even checked the analytics or anything on my videos. Like yeah, yeah, my best performing video is Eyes Wide Shut Part 1. Why is there so much nudity, sex, and hoes in this movie? That's my most popular video. And the second most popular video also has the word hose in the title. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Um, I've just kind of like shut down. Like I just shut down and I said, okay, you know. So anyway, my latest videos were Space Odyssey, and I'm into this. I'm like, maybe Space Odyssey broke me. What do you guys think? Maybe. Like this is, I mean, so many commenters and so many analysts and like people who are into Stanley Kubrick, like they don't really seem to cite The Shining as his like, what is it called? His magnum opus? No, they talk about 2001 as like the really serious one. And I don't know if I agree, but maybe there's something that happens with 2001 when you watch it that like really seriously messes with your mind. And maybe that's why I just fell into some like a crevasse of, I don't even know what to call this. Um who the hell knows? But I do want to like go and do a coffee break. So you guys, it is time. It is time. I even forgot how I usually kick off these videos. I forgot how I introduced these videos. So I had to watch one of them, like the beginning, and be like, okay, what do I say? What do I say? I forgot what I usually say. So anyway, yeah, but it's time. I do remember it's time. It's time. Go fire up the percolator and get your coffee and get your buns and get your cinnamon rolls. And oh, y'all, it's not happy fall, y'all, yet. Today, I'm making this video Friday night, August 30th. So tomorrow is the last day of August. And then the day after tomorrow is going to be the first day of September. But it's still not fall. Fall begins, as far as I know, like September 21st. And then it's happy fall, y'all. After September 21st and after. Alright? And right up until December 21st is fall. And and this is like a theme with me, I've been still going to the grocery store. I gotta eat. Um, and wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you just fucking know it? There's pumpkin spice everywhere. I haven't seen any pumpkins yet, but I've seen pumpkin accessories. Like Hank Hill propane and propane accessories. Like there's pumpkin accessories already out there. There's like, I walked in today and everything smelled like cinnamon. Okay? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I saw all those, you know how people decorate for fall with those, twigs and things and those cattails and stuff like that. Uh, Y'all, They have a whole display. Like I showed you once in one of my videos, they have a whole display of pumpkin spice flavored material. I call it material because I'm not going to eat any of it. But, like I said, tea, coffee stuff, cookies, pumpkin spice all up in there. Like, like that's an okay thing to do. So, anyway, so yeah, fire up the percolator. If you drink pumpkin spice coffee or tea, that's your problem, not mine. But fire up the percolator, get you a cup, or order from your favorite place, have it Uber Eated or DoorDashed or Postmated to you. It's really none of my business. If you don't drink coffee, if you don't drink tea, have some liquor. It's none of my business. It really isn't any of my business. Kick back, light something. That's also none of my business. Um But like this is how I'm gonna kick it off. I said, "Oh, should I do an actual video? Should I do Understanding the Shining Part 22? Should I continue with Full Metal Jacket? Should I continue with Kill Bill? Should I revisit Eyes Wide Shut? Should I revisit Lolita? Should I watch Doctor Strangelove and do a reaction video to that?" And I say, you know what? No, I haven't spoken at the you all for the longest time. Let me just chat with you, and the best way to chat is to do a viewer mail, and that's what I'm doing. Hopefully, okay. Maybe I shouldn't say a damn thing because whenever I kind of like speak my plans, they never like happen. So you know what? Let me shut up. Let me just shut up and not tell you what I plan to do. Let me just do it, and then you can be surprised right along with me. How about that? So anyway, get your coffee, get your drink, whatever kind of drink it is, your snacks if you're doing snacks, your lighter if that's what you're doing too. That's none of my business. And then let's go and get into it, right? Find a nice, comfortable place to sit or lie down. It's really up to you. It's still summer down here in Southern California. Always we've been having some weird weather. Okay, it's August. It's again second to last day of August today. Tomorrow's the last day of August. It's been kind of hot, but it hasn't been boiling. And in the nighttime, this is like really proper desert weather lately. It's been high temperatures in the nighttime and really quite chilly. High temperatures in the daytime. Did I say nighttime? I don't know. My brain is not okay. But high temperatures in the daytime and low temperatures in the nighttime. This is desert weather. This is desert weather. It sure is. Um, and I'm confused. Like we're gonna have like a really serious Indian summer. I can kind of like tell already. September should be nice and boiling, nice and steaming. October might be, quite boiling too. Whew, Lord. But we shall see, right? We shall see. I did get out like the box fan, and I use it every day. Because it's still warm, but it's not like I'm not sweating like crazy like I do usually every summer. So let's see. Never mind all that. Let's get into it. The first video that I'm going to do viewer mail for is this one over here. 2001 Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick analysis. And this is the first video I did for 2001 A Space Odyssey. All right. So I got 18 comments. And did I sort these? Newest first? Yes. 3 months ago? Yeah, 3 months ago. Richland Law. Hello, Richland Law. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing awesome. Richland Law says, never play chess with your life support system computer. Hey, yo. Hope y'all doing great. Yeah, no, I don't even know what I said in this video. I know I said a bunch of stuff. I need to rewatch my own videos because I don't know what I said. But, that Hal and that Dave. Thank you for reminding me, Richland Law, with your comment. That Hal and that Dave, I got my eye on that Dave. I find him very suspicious. I'll say what I said. I am pretty sure. I mean, I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that just like I know for sure that I'm the only one who's been talking about Stanley Kubrick and what I believe is his obsession with the atomic bomb. like outside of Strangelove. Like Strangelove is the one where he's like he really like slaps you in the face with it. Seems like no, I think like just about every single one of his movies is him expressing his concerns or his suspicions, his own suspicions maybe about the atomic bomb, and like there's something going on like with that Dave, with something's going on. I don't trust him. But anyway, what was I saying? I think I'm the only person who's kind of like said that about The Shining, and I think like all of his movies are really about the atomic bomb and everything that's connected to the atomic bomb. I also think that I might possibly be the only person who's like really suspicious of Dave Bowman. Everybody else thinks of Dave as the good guy and Hal as the bad guy. No, I think it might very well be the other way around. I think so. Never play chess with your life support system computer. Is that what Dave does? Or is that what it looks like it does? Stanley makes something look like something, but that ain't really what's going on. And you gotta think about it for a second or a minute or an hour or the rest of your life. Um, that's how deep Stanley goes. Um, like, is that what Dave is doing? He's trying to outsmart a computer. He's trying to outsmart something that doesn't have a soul. Thank you, Richland Law. Your comments, they're very, in many cases they're like short and sweet and to the point, but you pack a big punch in just a couple of words, and I wish I could do that. I mean, I guess you are a lawyer, so like they, they probably taught you that in law school. Oh my God. But thank you so much, Richard. I appreciate it so much. Stevem, 1853 says, how did I miss the notification for this video? Oh, don't be mad, Stevem. And don't cry. It's okay. But it happens. I've stopped watching YouTube too. Like that's why if you guys have messaged me or whatever, I haven't even looked at it for 3 months. All right? Haven't checked my Twitter DMs, haven't really been like communicating with anybody on Instagram. Like I'll like a post or something and that's it. Okay. So like it happens. How did you miss the notification? Because you have a life. That's why. Steve, you've been waiting for another thought-provoking video. Cool. Sorry you're not uploading as frequently, but I understand how work can eat up all your time and energy. It sure can. Especially when like it eats it up in a way that makes you question your very existence. My God. Thanks for another great video, Miss. Thank you for watching, Stephen. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. Need to know. Hello, need to know. In the video, you're citing 31 minutes and 57 seconds into it, catching more Z's, huh? I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, Zeus. The Z, the Zayin. Ooh, yeah, there's more Z's. There's more Z's. There's more sevens. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, this movie, at least part of it, right? Need to know. And everybody who's listening, all you wonderful people who are listening. The 2001, a good part of it takes place on the moon. Okay, and what like what specific? Like there's the Clavius base on the moon, if I remember correct. I need to watch this thing again. I only watched it once, you guys. These 3 videos I made of it, or about it, is from one viewing. All right, so and I've been so depressed that I haven't had the energy, the mental energy to like really immerse myself in the movie. And I said, if I can't do that, then I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna, with The Shining, like I've watched it so many times and like all the way through and bits and pieces and red balling it and the whole thing and like tracking like a couple of seconds of the movie to see like the changes or what Stanley's doing with the furniture or whatever. I haven't had the energy for that with 2001 or Full Metal Jacket for that matter. And we got to talk about Full Metal Jacket too. This is all connected. This is all intertwined. It's woven together. Stanley did not create just an oeuvre. I love that word. Oeuvre. His body of work. His body of work is a tapestry. All the threads from all the different movies that he created are all woven together into this great big fabric, this great big cloth, you know. It's intricate. It's very intricate, and it's not easy to solve. This is not a puzzle. He gave us an unsolvable puzzle, really. But maybe we're not supposed to solve it. Maybe we're just supposed to look at the whole fabric that's created from all the different threads, from all the different movies, and just appreciate it and like get little, flashes of insight here, there, and wherever. But anyway, yeah, more Z's. More Z's need to know. More Z's. Again, this movie takes place. See, me and my damn tangents, and I can't like stay on one topic without going on to another one. The 2001, a good deal of it takes place on the moon. Okay. Well, what does the moon do? Like from our perspective here on Earth, when we look up at night and we see the moon, it doesn't matter what phase it's in, if we can see it, the moon is reflecting the sun's light, also known as shining. All right, the moon shines. It reflects light. Is that a connection to The Shining? I would say possibly. Gershom recently, he's just wonderful, and that's that. Gershom is just a wonderful person. He recently did a post on his Instagram that I did see about. I don't know if Gershom wants me to talk about it, but Gershom's a pretty nice guy. So, Gershom, I hope you don't get upset with this, but he is making a connection, a very profound connection with. I'll just give you a hint. I won't tell you, if without Gershom's express permission. He's making a connection between a Stanley Kubrick movie, won't even say which one, and a movie that Jack Nicholson was in before he was in The Shining. All right, he made a connection there, and it's a verbal connection. It's a word, and I said, this that maybe that post by Gershom like really got me thinking again. But you guys, there's a lot going on. So thank you, Gershom, for that, for making that post. It was wonderful. Need to know. Yeah, more Z's. Something about that Z. Something about that letter. Something about the number that corresponds to it, at least in the Hebrew alphabet. Something about the planet Jupiter. All right, Jupiter. We gotta study Jupiter. And I remember talking about in the monolith thing in the movie 2001. I've still got all my shit lined up so I can do a monolith centric video. I believe that I have solved that part of it. And that was months ago. So I've been sitting on that for months and I couldn't do anything with it because just the inertia on my part. So thank you, Need to Know. I appreciate it. Anno Domini. Oh, Napoleon was a Leo, just like Kubrick. And you, Anno. I guess so, Leo. It's not Leo season anymore. It's August, but it's late August. Yeah. Mr. Bonaparte was a Leo. Kubrick was a Leo. You're a Leo. A lot of interesting people are Leos. I think Leo is yes, I am into astrology. I'm not an astrologer. I can't cast charts or whatever, but I enjoy it. I think it's fun. And I don't even know if I should tell you guys my sign, because I'm the one that everybody hates. That's why. I've done my chart several times. I won't tell you my sun sign. I have a stellium in Virgo. I'll go so far as to say that. I have a stellium, and a stellium in astrology, when you cast your chart, when you do your natal horoscope, is if you have 3 or more planets in one sign, that's a stellium, which, from what I've read, a stellium means you might as well be that sign, even though you're not that sign. So I have 3 planets and my moon in Virgo. So there you go. I don't have any planets in Pisces, which is interesting. But I think I have something in Leo. I think I have, my North Node is in Leo. So your North Node is like your aspirations in life. Maybe that's why I like Stanley so much. I don't know. I don't know, but we can talk about it some other time. And you guys seem to love my voice. Or in the past, people have made many comments about the sound of my voice. I have a rising sign in Taurus. Taurus rules the throat and therefore the voice. Hey, anyway, but it's awesome that you're a Leo. It's awesome, Leos are wonderful people. And yeah, hey, who's back? Yeah, well, I'm back. I'm back again. Like James Brown. I'm back. if you if you want to know that reference, you're gonna have to look it up because James Brown was back. I'm back too. Um, but anyway, thank you, Eno. I always appreciate your comments. Tankard, hello, Tankard. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing wonderful. Okay. So Tankard says, Richard Stashy, Tankard of Tales, the Napoleon connection, nice. Like I said, I can't even, I don't even remember what I said in here. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, gee, see, it's been months. Yeah, the room, the neoclassical room, or the incorrect neoclassical, what Stanley calls architecture in that room that Dave spends his last bit of time in. The Napoleon Connection, nice. Like I said, I see 2001 as a science fiction slash horror story or a horror twist. Yeah, I think you're right, Richard. There's some horror up in here. And the horror in the genius of the horror is that it's silent. There's no gore. There's no people like getting sliced and diced and pureed in a blender. No. It's like it's there's a lot of silence in 2001. I don't I mean I haven't seen every movie that's ever been made, but something tells me that Stanley is maybe one of the masters of not just manipulating sound in his movie, but also in his movies, sorry, plural. But also manipulating silence. Complete and total silence and the fear you feel when you can't hear something. Because like silence is unnerving, silence is disturbing. Like sometimes you just want to hear something so you're not alone, or something like that. So very good observation, Richard. The ending, I think, is extremely bleak, and what we are seeing is a hallucination from lack of oxygen. Ooh, wow. Oof. Oh boy. Jesus Christ, you just like smacked me upside the head with that one, Richard. What we are seeing is a hallucination from lack of oxygen. Wow. That's interesting. I mean, again, you guys, again, I've been away from you for 3 months, and I've been listening to a lot of music. That's what I do. That's how I get my head together. And you might laugh, and that's okay if you do. This is supposed to be entertaining, so go ahead and laugh. But I've been listening to a lot of Sisters of Mercy. Okay, all right. Um, I've been listening to a lot of Sisters of Mercy, and that song. And look at maybe I'll put it in the community posts, like a link to it. The song Marion. It's a beautiful song, but it's a song like about the sea. And that's the figurative language in the song about a man who's like drowning. He's dealing with the sea, the water, and like it's too much for him. It's kind of like um knocked him out. And like Marion is this female figure in the song that he's looking to and hoping to and praying to for help or salvation. Ay, yeah, ay, lack of oxygen, huh? Oh Lord. Okay. All right, I'm going to be thinking about that. Thank you, Richard. And you continue. That's because the trip took 18 months. Oh shit. Okay, we got a number. 18. Hmm. 8 plus 1 equals 9. I've heard somewhere that 9 is the number that's associated with Saturn, but then again, I could be wrong. But 18 months. That's interesting. With a huge ship, and there was suspended animation on the ship to reduce the use of oxygen and sources. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. At the end, if the story Dave escapes with a pod, and where does he go from there? He's 18 months away from Earth. This is my opinion. Maybe oh my God, this is a good opinion. I mean, all of this is opinion. Okay, like you read scholarly articles and they're written by people who are supposed to know what they're talking about. It's their opinion. Okay, so we can have an opinion too. Let's do it. Let's have an opinion. Okay, maybe I'll talk more about it in a future video. I need to catch up on your videos, Richard. I need to look at your channel. I haven't looked at anything. I told you, my favorite stuff that I used to watch, I haven't watched anything in months. I've just been going through life and like, you know, maintaining myself. Yes, I've been bathing and going to work and everything, but there's been no joy. Not much. Except listening to music and work. I do get joy from work, but like work broke my heart like last year, so I'm still not over it. But anyway, um, I hope you do talk about it if you haven't already. I'll have to look at your channel. I believe you may have read some of my PMs. You'll know my thought. Richard, I ain't been reading a damn thing. I ain't been reading a damn thing, but I will hopefully get back into the groove. So anyway, thank you so much for this comment. I always appreciate them. Oh, Gershom, hello, diamonds, diamonds, and I see a little black square. Is that what that is, or do I need a new pair of glasses? I think my glasses are expired, but if that's a black square, Gershom. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh yeah. I got to do some research then, right? Okay, thank you, Gershom. I appreciate it. Tankard again, nice to see you back. I'll check the video. Thank you, Tankard. Thank you. Delta Builder. Oh my God, Delta, you're Dutch, aren't you? You're from the Netherlands. Um, I was at the grocery store today and I got some stroopwafels. So there you go. I'll let you know how I like them. I haven't had any yet, but I got a little box of them. And they're supposed to be from Holland, so we shall see. Delta Builder, I'm glad you're back. You just inspired me to build 2000. Oh, you I did. I inspired you to build 2001 sets. Oh my God. That I imagine that'll be a challenge for you because it's, because of the shape. But that's none of my business. And to make some panoramic renders. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to enjoy that. We shall see. We shall see. I can't wait to see what you're working on. And once again, thank you for all those videos you did, like taking apart the Overlook Hotel. I know it wasn't for me, but I think maybe I gave you a little bit of a nudge, and I thank you. Okay. Um, and then, oh, need to know replied to you and says, "What? You would do that? Oh yes. Oh yeah. I'm happy too. Need to know. I'm happy too. Ah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you. Need to know. Thank you, Delta Builder. Labstan. Hello, Labstan. Um, our beloved Rob Ager. Your beloved Rob, not mine. Uh-uh. Uh, I don't care who knows how I feel. It's my channel. I'm not hurting anybody. But our beloved Rob Ager compares the real food during the first and last acts to the fake food in the second and third acts. The real food for oh. Yeah, I know about him. I know about his website. Uh, I need to do a video about the food. I don't know what he has to say about the food, and I don't want to know because I don't want to be accused of plagiarism, because some people they plagiarize and they think that nobody will notice. Um, that's what I'll say. I'll leave it at that. But I do appreciate your comment, Labstan, and I appreciate you reminding me about the food. Um, something's up with that food. Something's up with that food. But thank you, Labstan. Now, what's this? Don't know if I've seen this account comment before, but thank you for being here. And whatever you have to say, I don't know yet. I haven't read it yet. Thank you for taking the time to comment, even if you don't agree with me. So let's see what you have to say. And your screen name is Thalisic Measure. Very good. Glad to see you back. I thought it was obvious the black screen in the intro and intermission is a representation of the monolith. Okay. Whether that means the monolith is a movie screen a la Rob Ager, I'm not sure. But the black screen, along with the Ligeti music, which accompanies appearances of the mysterious object, is almost certainly meant to invoke the monolith. You know what? I just thought of something. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Thalisic Measure. Hold on. Let me see my posts over here. Did I put up the song? Glass Houses by Skinny Puppy. Okay, no, the last, 3 months ago I put up Glass Houses by Skinny Puppy, Megadeth Hangar 18 at the Drive-In Cosmonaut for obvious reasons. I need to put up, you know what I need to put up, you wonderful people? I need to put up some Ministry. Alright? Yes. Damn it. And I will explain to you why later. But now you're wondering why the monolith reminded me of Ministry. I will let you know later. But thank you. Something about what you said, Thalisic Measure, reminded me of Ministry. So here we go. But the black. Okay. Whether that means the black in the movie screen. Okay. So you think when it's like a black screen, is the monolith? The monolith is like right up in your face when the whole screen is black. And so basically you're saying that, if I'm interpreting this correctly, you're saying that the monolith is basically obstructing our view of whatever it is that's behind it when the screen is quote unquote black. Okay. I think I got you. All right. Is the monolith the movie screen? I don't think so. Not just because it's a Rob Ager thing, but like I just don't think so. I have my reasons for not thinking so, but that I'll leave it at that. Yeah, but the black screen, along with the Ligeti music, which accompanies appearances of the mysterious object, is almost certainly meant to invoke the monolith. This Thalisic Measure, I've been kind of mentally working on this for a long time. Okay. And I say that because I want you to kind of like maybe get a better idea of where I'm coming from. I believe that Stanley is commenting on the very existence of art itself. And this monolith thing that you're discussing here might be connected to that. It's not easy to articulate. At least, and especially for me. I'm not a person I can talk a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm good with words. But something about this monolith, the mysterious object, the monolith is some kind of communication medium that is being used by something or someone, some entity. I believe that. Oh, let me continue reading what you have to say. Maybe you're gonna say something else, and I'm dawdling. Oh, hold on. The concept is quite intriguing and opens wide areas of analysis. Yes, it does. If it's a communication device, hello. Oh my God, thank you. Aren't movie screens also such? Yeah, I guess so. Or now, are movie screens the communication device, or are they just an implement? Are they just a tool, or for the real communication device, which is the human mind? Like, I don't know. But no, you make a very good point. Aren't movie screens also such? That, I guess that's how they can be regarded, literally and figuratively. Yeah. The screenplay and book describe images appearing in the monolith which teach the proto-humans. Okay. Regardless of our interpretations, we are once again reminded of Kubrick's genius. Absolutely, Thalisic Measure. Absolutely. Teach. And I love, oh my goodness, Thalisic Measure. You're onto something here. And look at what Thalisic measure did here. I don't know, if you're he or she, and that doesn't matter. So I'll just refer to you as Thalisic measure. Thalisic measure put the word teach in quotes. You've got a fine mind, Thalisic measure. You put the word teach in quote. That's all I needed to see. What does it mean to teach? What does it mean to learn? How do these things happen? How does teaching and learning happen? And why does teaching and learning happen? Like and what does it really happen? Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Thalisic Measure. This is awesome. You have an awesome comment here. I appreciate it so very, very much. Okay. Oh my goodness. Panasia Suberes 6464. If I had 3 wishes, one of them for this channel to have 1 million subs. Oh, yeah, thank you. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And it's probably better that people like me have to struggle. You know? That's where the learning happens, in the struggling. Like if I had a million listen, if I had a million subs, that would probably also mean that I have a manager and a whole team of people supporting me, and then it wouldn't be what it is. It wouldn't be like this raw and this authentic, like, I mean, I suppose the money would be nice, but and if like I've said in my past videos where I sound horribly bitter, I don't believe that those channels that have millions and millions of subs, I don't think they're all real. So it doesn't matter. But thank you for the thought and the wish. It brought a smile to my face. Thank you, Panacea Suberes, 6464. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. New York Yankees. There is a sequel? Oh, no, there ain't. I mean, I know literally, like really, there is a sequel, and you told us which one it is, 2010, A Space Odyssey. But no, like, there is no sequel. No, because you can't sequel a Stanley Kubrick movie. No, because if Stanley isn't involved, I don't want it. All right, that's why I said there's no sequel. The year we make contact. Oh Lord, need to know. Says the year we make contact. I'm not interested, because if it didn't come from Stanley's mind, me no care. Okay, there. Guillermo Ibanez Gomez 3031 is this flowers or fireworks? Either way, I love it. Thank you. And New York Yankees 81. Yeah. Finally you are back. And once again I'm back. Yes, like James Brown. Okay, and there's that damn black screen, that damn monolith. Ooh. And he even does an intermission in this movie. Like, does a movie really need an intermission? Like, a live show needs an intermission, because you need to take a break because your butt gets like, it starts to feel uncomfortable sitting in the chair for so long. So for like a play, a musical, a singing performance, then you need an intermission. But for a movie, I don't know. But Stanley put an intermission, and that means something. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is that darkness. The darkness, yes. Okay, what is darkness? The absence of light. Nothing is shining when it's dark. And there's no light. No light at all. Ooh, let's go. Let's get into it. Here's the second one that I did for 2001. 2001 A Space Odyssey and The Twilight Zone. Okay, this is 4 months ago. Oh my god. Okay, did I sort by newest? Yes, I think I did. Okay, so let me actually go backwards. So, oh, Labstan. Hello again, Labstan. How are you? Where the hell is Neat? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. I got confused. Hold on. Lapstan really likes the question that I asked. Why do we know about the atomic bomb? That just hit me while I was making that video. That just hit me when I was making the video. Like, wait a minute. There are so much military technology that I know we don't know about. Because, like, they can't tell us. Because if we know, then the enemy knows too. Like, you know what I mean? Like they can't tell. I don't know what they can't tell us about because like they haven't told us about it, you know. But like they told us about the atomic bomb. It took them, you know, if the Manhattan Project started in August. Hello, we're 2 more days of August, but August 1942. That's the Manhattan Project's birthday. August of 1942 is its birth year and month. All right. So from 1942 to when did they drop the bombs? Like 1945? I need to look that up. You would think that I would have memorized that date, but no. I'm figuring it was sometime in 1945. Okay, so 45 minus 42, that's 3 years. So, don't you find that suspicious? Like 3 years from 1942 until 1940, maybe even a little less than 3 years, maybe 2 years and like I don't know how many months. They started and finished creating, which was definitely at the time, as far as we, the public, knew, the deadliest weapon ever made. All right, the deadliest, most destructive weapon ever made was created in, between 1942 and 1945, and all the stuff that had to happen, all the planning, all of the organization, all of the people that had to work on it, and maybe I don't know how these things work. I don't know like how this kind of compartmentalized stuff works in the military, but like maybe people were working on it and they didn't even know they were working on it. Like whatever, and 3 years though, maybe even less than 3 years, and they made the deadliest weapon ever known to humankind at the time in about 3 years. And they told everybody. I mean, not while they were making it, but like when they used it on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, they didn't say, oh no, that was just a regular bomb. No, they didn't even try to, to, to cover it up and say, oh no, this isn't like the most super duper weapon ever created. No, they let us all know about it. When I say us, I mean humanity at the time. They didn't try to hide it. Not even one small attempt to hide. I mean, you could argue that they couldn't hide it because they used it, but I have something tells me they've lied before. You know? Yeah, why do we know about the atomic bomb? How is that gonna help us? Again, the argument could be made. We know about it because they couldn't hide it after they used it. Okay. Still, though, they could have figured out something. There's plenty of stuff. There's like the conspiracy theory community. Like, I don't believe, I'm at a point where I don't believe like hardly any of the conspiracy theories. I think they're just more distraction, right? I think that they're trying to like make people even more confused and more distracted. A lot of conspiracy theories. And yeah, I know it's an election year. I know. There's going to be all kinds of shit this year. I'm not even going to watch. I'm not even going to watch. Because I can't. Because emotionally, I can't handle all that stress. But, because I already been through too much. So I can't, I don't care who's the president. I really don't. Life goes on either way. But, yeah, why do we know? Why? And we know about, like, all the stuff that went on, Los Alamos, Oak Ridge, University of Chicago, like all those places where you can look it up. You can look it up online and find out where they got the uranium from. Like you could do that. Why? Why do we know? Why can we look it up very easily and find out where the uranium came from? And that where they stored it in Chicago. Okay, so need to know replies to Labstan. Thank you, Labstan, for your comment. Need to know replies. Miss M, do you think we know about it because of its psychological effects on us? It's certainly a possibility. Need to know. It's certainly a possibility. Like, what is the point of telling us? What is the point? I don't know. Maybe that's just the most obvious answer, because the psychological effects, we know about it. Like a lot of geopolitical things have happened as a direct result of the creation and the use of the atomic bomb, that would not have happened otherwise, or that they wouldn't have had the excuse to do otherwise. Stanley made a whole movie about it. It's called Dr. Strangelove. And he made a bunch of other movies about it too, but he made the movies without telling us he was making it about that subject. That's my hypothesis, right? Okay. So my answer to you was, as someone once told me, there's only so much you can say without getting into trouble. Stanley seems to have been well aware of this. Yeah, Stanley is trying as hard as he can to say things without saying them. He cannot speak or communicate, communication medium art. He cannot communicate directly or using plain language or being obvious. He can't be obvious. He has to be, ever so stealth. Ever so. Even with if I watch Doctor, maybe I'll watch it this weekend. I don't know if I have the energy or whatever. I'll find a copy somewhere and I'll watch it, and it might just blow my mind. No pun intended. Because I know that there's a bomb in that movie, and he doesn't call it the atomic bomb, does it? According to the plot that I read, he calls it the doomsday device. Ooh, and just that language, y'all. Just that language. He doesn't call it the atomic bomb, as far as I know from reading the plot on Wikipedia. He calls it the doomsday. What is doomsday? Look up the word doomsday. Ooh, Stanley. He did it again. I didn't even watch the movie, and I could already tell you one way he did it again. Doomsday, huh? Okay. Richard, thank you, Labstan, and thank you, Need to Know. I appreciate it so much. Richard Mayus, 9760, LM equals lunar module, smiley face. Thank you, Richard Mayus. I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. Okay, LM equals lunar module. Okay, Gershom. Hello, Gershom. Hello with the diamonds. Shine bright like a diamond. Yes. And I'm trying to open the reply. Okay. 484 is a palindrome. And the pilot was in a dream. Okay. When he pushes telephone booth door out instead of pulling it in, symbolizes that he can't tell out from in, as he remained in the simulation cube. Okay. Oh yeah, we're talking about the Twilight Zone. Durr. I'm like, what is this? No. It's been a while. It's been, as you can see, 4 months. Okay. Yeah. The guy in Where Is Everybody? When he pushes the telephone booth door out instead of pulling it. Yeah. He can't tell which way is out. Ooh, that's really, like, freaky. He can't tell which way is out. In order to get, he pushes the door out instead of pulling it in. He is still in a mental situation where he believes that the solutions to his problems are external rather than internal. Ooh, Gershom, you did it again, just like Stanley. Thank you. Ay. Did you all see what Gershom did there? Wonderful. Okay, Gershom, battle hymn is a homophone for battle him. And him is the guy himself, what's his face? In the Where Is Everybody episode. So he's battling himself. This is not about, like, maybe this episode of the Twilight Zone isn't really about space travel or this guy preparing for space travel by being locked in the simulation cube. Cube. Locked in the simulation cube for however many days, like 20 or so days to get to the moon and back. He's maybe, whatchamacallit? It's about maybe some of the same themes that Stanley is covering. It's not about these weapons. It's not about geopolitics. It's not about psychology. It's not. No, it's about us and our minds and how they work. Maybe that's what Stanley really wants to figure out. Battle him. Battle him. Ooh, thank you. Thank you, Gershon. That was awesome. Very, very good. Thank you. Now, Stephen. Oh, hold up. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see. Interesting tidbit. Stephen, 1853 says the spaceship in 2001 Discovery was, it's named Discovery? Ooh, Lord. Okay. Was originally supposed to be nuclear powered. What? What? Oh my God. But after showing how bad the quote-unquote bomb was in Dr. Strangelove, he didn't want to show nuclear power doing anything constructive. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure, but I probably read it in the book The Lost Worlds of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Huh. I didn't know none of this. I didn't know. I'm still new to this movie. And Need to Know says Rob Iger says something the opposite. He said the first satellite after the bone was intended to be seen armed with nukes, but they were removed by mistake or something like. Really? Need to Know. This ain't about you. I love your comment. But mistake? No. Mistake and Stanley Kubrick do not go together. All right? This is my opinion. Okay, this is how I feel. Stanley Kubrick doesn't make mistakes. All right? There's no mistakes in the Stanley Kubrick movie. All right? There's Richard Tankard of Tales Stashie. That's what he coined the term. There are no continuity errors. There are continuity differences. Don't get it twisted, okay? All right? That's how I feel. The satellite thing is shaped like a bone. Did you guys notice? All right? This like the what you're talking about. Need to Know the first satellite after the bone gets thrown in the air. Like that. I mean, I guess it is obvious, right? That satellite looks an awful lot like that bone. Right, but okay, so, but I'm confused, which happens quite often. But okay, so Stephen is saying that he didn't want to show nuclear power. It was supposed to be nuclear powered, but Kubrick didn't want to show nuclear power as a good thing. You read it in the book, The Lost Worlds of 2001: A Space Odyssey. And then Need to Know says that Rob Iger said the opposite. He said, it was intended to be armed? Armed? Okay, where are these people getting their information? And now, it doesn't kind of matter. I'm not doubting that this is in the book, The Lost Worlds of 2001: A Space Odyssey, or whatever. If it's there, it's there. And that's that. Right? And like whoever is quoting it from these sources. But I'm wondering about these sources. Like, we put too much faith in books. we put too much faith in books and their authors. They could be wrong. Something just doesn't make sense to me about this. Like, there seems to be something about this that just makes me, one more time, suspicious. Oh, I'm going to have to think about this one too. Thank you, Stephen, 1853. And once again, thank you, Need to Know. I love it. Sneezy McFlurry, you better believe it. Gershom, you better, and you got the snowman. And then look, it said translate to English. Sneezy McFlurry needs a translation. Okay. All right, thank you, Gershom. I love it. New York Yankees 81. I thought I was going crazy. One has 72 views and the other video 208 views. No, you weren't going crazy. This algorithm just don't like me. That's what's going on. All right? I made the mistake. I think when I started this channel, I did those videos about Hunter Biden's art. And like ever since then, my name has been mud. I don't know. I just don't know. But, yeah, no. They ooh, please. Anyway, let me see what's going on over here. Thank you, New York Yankees 81. I appreciate it, as always. So QWZ 180 says, the episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents called The Jar, which is possibly my favorite episode of that entire series. QWZ 180. I love Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Actually, I think this it presents was the 30-minute um episodes. The Jar is from the Alfred Hitchcock Hours series. So there was like two different ones. There was the half-hour shows, and then there was the one whole hour shows. And The Jar is definitely closer to one whole hour, like with commercials and everything. So The Jar, oh my God, it's the best. It's the best. It changed my life. It really did. But anyway, the episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents called The Jar is very connected to the beginning of The Shining. Okay, let's see it. You're telling me that maybe Stanley's inspired by that too? I wouldn't be surprised. The Jar was by Ray Bradbury, science fiction author. So, the story The Jar. Yeah? Okay, the link is musical but also thematic. The biggest thematic influence I see for 2001 is Nietzsche's Zarathustra. In the beginning of that book, Zarathustra describes humanity as being like a tightrope walker suspended between the ape man and the superman. Ooh, that's interesting. That parable forms the core of not only 2001, but other stories like Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land. Like Jack says, check it out. Oh, I might just have to. I know about the Jar. I already know about that. I read little parts of Thus Spake Zarathustra for school. I might have to take a better look at it. Nietzsche was nuts, by the way. Like, seriously? Like, if you were a teacher and, like, one of your students handed you an essay that was written just the way that Nietzsche would write it, like, they would not get a passing grade. Like, you know that, right? All of you. I mean this. I'm saying, like, read Nietzsche. I know it's the English translation and he originally wrote in, like, German, yeah? But it don't matter, right? If you were, like, looking at somebody handed you, a friend of yours, that you don't have to be a teacher, but, like, if a friend of yours handed you a manuscript that said, I wrote this, and I would love it, friend, if you would read my book that I wrote, and you wrote it, and you read it, you would say, oh no, there's something wrong with him. He needs help. He needs to go talk to somebody. If your friend wrote like Nietzsche. Oh my God. Anyway, okay, but I appreciate the references. The Jar is especially good. Zarathustra is very good too. Like, you got to get into it. This is not light reading. Oh no, 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 no. This is not light reading. This is not light reading, and it's one of those things. It's one of those books where you got to read the same sentence like 20, 30, who knows how many times to, like, really understand what the hell's going on. Oh my God. And then Heinlein, I need to, like, look that one up. Stranger in a Strange Land. I will try to keep it in mind. Thank you, QWZ 180. And I replied to you, The Jar might be my favorite Alfred Hitchcock episode ever. I have to look into the Zarathustra thing. My professors, yeah, they were really big on Nietzsche. I enjoyed learning about it, and I need to reread it to make an intelligent comment connecting it with 2001. There might be something going on. I mean, Nietzsche was, like, extremely anti-religion. That I do, like, remember. I mean, he wrote a book called The Antichrist, for God's sake. I think I read that thing all the way through. And that's why I said Nietzsche wrote like he was nuts. I remember I read Nietzsche's Antichrist all the way through. And I said, what the hell? I mean, it is bombastic. It's like high energy. But take a look at it yourself. And I suggest the Antichrist because it's short. And if you want, like, a really good idea of how he wrote, but you don't want to, like, go through a big ass book, get the Antichrist, and you'll get a nice little sample of what he was capable of. Wow. But you've definitely stoked my mind. Yes, you have. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then QWZ180 replies to me. I recently found Kubrick's first reference to 237 in the opening scene of The Killing. Pay attention to the horses. How many are there? I guess I'll have to do that. Thank you once again, QWZ. Anno Domini. Hi, Anno. He says, gotta watch some Twilight Zone. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Get on there.
get on, like, I think it's on Amazon. So, like, go over there, watch all the episodes. They're all good. There's not one bad episode of the Twilight, at least not in my opinion. Okay? So yeah, go ahead and do that. Thank you for the comment, Anno. Need to know replies to Anno. Hey, Anno, did you? And what did you think? I want to know too, need to know. Okay. Anno says, haven't watched it yet, but I found all season 1 episodes on Internet Archive, so I will soon. Anno says, not yet. Okay. Need to know. And I especially recommend season 1 episode 25. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. People are alike all over. Oh, yes. For what Miss M says about aliens creating a controlled environment for Dave Bowman, and season 3, episode 3, Shelter, for her question about why we were allowed to know that nukes exist. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've watched a lot of Twilight Zone, and it's not like I can like have instant recall just based on you put down need to know the season and the episode title, but I have a good idea of what happens in those episodes if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, Rod Serling and Stanley were if they weren't on the same page, exactly the same page, they were at least in the same chapter of the same book together, right? You know what I mean? So, okay, Anno says, thanks. Need to know says, I edited my post to include where the episodes are. Yeah, thank you for that. Like, I have the box set. I have the box set, and I need to like I need to get like a new like DVD player thing. Oh my god. Um so thank you, need to know. Enno says I see it, thanks. Enno says can't find where to watch it for free. Pluto TV. Oh yes, Pluto TV. It's free on there. Season 4 is missing for what I hate it when they do that shit. I have like shows that I love and they've got like either a whole season missing or they have like certain episodes within the season missing. Oh, they're just manipulating money. That's what they're doing. Season 4 is missing for whatever reason, so I didn't watch Ghost Ship or Odyssey of Flight 33. Oh, I'll try to find something. If I don't forget, I will try. I'm pretty good at rooting stuff out. Um, oh god. And then like if I put it up on YouTube in the comments, then of course they'll know that I know. And they have people like scanning shit. So, oh, maybe in a DM or something. We'll see. Anyway, thank you both you guys. I know and need to know. I appreciate it. And need to know says, Miss M, you are definitely onto something here. About the monoliths, are they really good? Oh my god, my brain is just blanking out. About the monoliths, are they really good? I ask because the first time one appears, the first thing that happens is that the quote-unquote ape looks at objects differently and makes a Zayin / weapon out of one of the bones in front of him. Yeah. Death becomes a weapon. Dead material. Like, bones, that bone used to be part of a living creature, like whatever animal they killed, right? That bone becomes a weapon. And what it represents the past. It represents something that's no longer living. We use history as a weapon. Okay? Haluskis. He apparently shows the rest of his group how to do it, and they use that knowledge to down the tapirs. I hope I pronounced that. Is it tapirs or tapirs? Or tapirs? I don't know. Then we see them all eating meat instead of scrounging for yeah, all of a sudden they're no longer vegetarians. Interesting, right? And it certainly looks like all of them have their Zains lying close by in the scene. Very good observations, need to know. Oh my goodness. Very, very good observations. Yeah. Yeah. So, the bones are the weapons. History. The dead. Who can no longer speak for themselves. But they're part of history because they're written into it. That's the weapon. Yeah. Then after getting proteined up, they confront the other group that had chased them from the waterhole and conquer it. Yeah. Yeah. What is like this is Stanley's doing. Stanley is showing us this for some reason. What is that reason? I mean, is it symbolic? Okay, cool. It's symbolic. If it is symbolic, it is, I think, symbolic of something, right? What does it mean? Is Stanley Kubrick saying, okay, this is how it begun, or like this is, a very kind of rudimentary, basic, like if you could compare it to a drawing or a work of art, it would be stick figure art, interpretation or representation rather of humanity and how humanity became violent and the nature of that violence and the mode of the operation or the execution of that violence. Okay, the dead, using death, using history, which can be manipulated. At any given point, history changes, right? And I don't mean like something we do now is it can no, I mean the past can change. The past can change because, we find out new information. And all of a sudden what we thought happened in the history is no longer quote unquote a true, is no longer a fact, quote unquote fact. Like that's why I have trouble with the word fact. People use that word like it's the be all and end all. And when somebody uses the word I'm telling you facts in an argument, that they think that they won the argument. No, sir or madam, you don't understand the nature of facts. Okay, like that's my response to that. Do you really? How does a fact become a fact, sir and or madam? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, but anyway, yeah. And then you continue. Need to know. You say in the scene before the huge monolith near Jupiter, Hal starts to kill too. Mm. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, okay, that's a good observation. So are the monoliths good? Question mark. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. Are the monoliths good? Oof. It doesn't matter whether or not they're good. They're obviously much more powerful than we are. Or whoever or whatever it is that controls them is much more powerful than human beings, or whatever those ape-like creatures are at the beginning of the movie. Stanley is saying that even though we don't look like those creatures anymore, we've allegedly, according to Charles Darwin, we've evolved from that. We still like them. We're aggressive. We're, slow-witted, violent when given the opportunity and the resources to be so and to do so. Ooh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So are the monoliths good? I don't know. I don't know if they're good, or the people who, or whatever people, the entities that control them, are they good? That's like asking whether or not God is good. If you do believe in God, God is the one that, if you're a believer, yeah, that controls everything. And if the God that we've been taught about, many of us, if that God is responsible for all this death and destruction, is God good? I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far. I don't know. Is Stanley going too far? That's the real question. It's not really me. It's Stanley. I'm just interpreting. But so are monoliths good? I wonder. You say. I wonder. Or like you said, was it Bowman? Ugh, I don't know. I mean, that's my hypothesis. Maybe Hal is a machine. He's programmed to sound like he has emotions. Like you could sit down and have a chat with him, like you could with another person. But he's not a person. He's circuits. He's metal. He's plastic. He's not even a he. He's just a machine. How can he be evil or good? Just like, a gun. is neither evil nor good. It's just there. And it can be used to do horrible things. A gun, a firearm. It could be used to do horrible things and hurt people and murder people. But it could also be used to save lives. So, like, you know, it's not bad or good. It's just there. And Stanley tells us that in Full Metal Jacket through the character of Sergeant Hartman. He says, it's not the gun. It's you guys. It's you guys. And my job is to, like, make you killing machines. And you could do that with or without the gun. The gun is just like what Hannibal Lecter would call incidental. You know? Yeah, I still think it's Bowman. But I'm not, I'm open to the possibility that I might be going down the wrong path. I might be, just maybe confirmation bias, whatever. I don't know. But I'll keep at least partially an open mind to the idea, to the possibility that I could be wrong about Bowman. And he's just a real nice guy. That's not losing his mind because he's been in space for 18 months and, eating that horrible food. And he's isolated and his brain has gone bye-bye. I don't know. And maybe his brain, it's not about his brain going bye-bye. Maybe he's just evil. Maybe he was evil back on planet Earth too. It just didn't have the opportunity to, like, really blossom the way it did when he's isolated on that spaceship for that long. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, let's keep it going with your comment. And in your analysis of I shot an arrow into the air, where you point out that Mr. Corey could be like Bowman, did you point out the name Bowman and arrow? Ooh, I don't remember if I did, but it's there. Like, that's the thing. That's why I'm trying to teach, not how to think, not what to think. I don't want to teach any of you what to think. I don't want to teach any of you how to think. No. And that's why I keep saying I could be wrong, I could be wrong, I could be wrong. And this is my opinion, this is my opinion, this is my opinion. That's why I keep saying that more or less ad nauseum in some cases. Because it's not about teaching you what to think or how to think. I just want you to think. That's it. I don't want you to think like me or like anybody else. I want you to think like you. And I just want you to think. And like looking at art, looking at film, I don't want to teach you how to look at the film. I just want you to look. That's it. That is the first step. That's the only step. And then the second step is the same as the first step. And the third step is the same as the first and the second step. And so on and so forth. It's just important that you keep taking steps. And then you'll get somewhere. And you will have learned something. And the most beautiful thing is that you will have taught yourself. And that your knowledge will be something that begins and ends with you. Not with anybody else or not with anything else. Yes, it is dependent upon the world that you live in and your immediate circumstances, your surroundings and whatever, and your upbringing and culturally and educationally and everything. Yes, it involves that. But that is your ammunition. That's your fuel. You need those. But you're the one taking the steps. You say I have some more observations and questions that I will post soon. I can't wait. I'm not done with this video, the comments under this video, so maybe there's some in the third one, the coffee break one. We shall see. But I love this comment, and I love when you comment. I love when you all comment. But this one is need to know. You're doing some thinking now, aren't you? And that's wonderful. That's what we're here to do. Okay. I need to take a coffee break. I've been talking for an hour and 19 minutes, so I'm going to go have a sip of coffee, maybe a bathroom break, whatever, maybe a snack. We shall see. But let me go, and then I'm going to line this up at the top of my screen so I know exactly where I left off. Give me a minute. I will go. It's going to be a long video. I've been gone for quite some time. I've been, MIA for quite some time. So I'm back though. So, and I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Feeling a little better. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Let me go get some coffee. Hold on.
All right, I'm back. And let's get back into it. I had my coffee. My sinus cleared a little bit, so I could talk a little better. Um, Tancred, hello again, Tancred. Richard Stashy, Tancred of Tales, Richard Stashy. I'm pleased you returned to the Twilight Zone. I love the references you spotted too. It was a nice long video while I was changing my brake pads. Oh my goodness, this is 3 months ago. He changed his brake pad. I didn't know those needed changing. I'm a woman, so I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to that. They, in parentheses, you put, they always say it should take 10 minutes per wheel, but I find myself under the car for almost 2 hours. Well, you're better than me, because I've never been under a car. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's too cute. But thank you for your comment, Richard. I appreciate it so much. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What's this? What's this? Need to know. In rewatching this movie, I noticed something that I believe was pointed out to me before. It could have been Miss M or Collective Learning or someone. But when we see Bowman jogging, he is punching the air at times, and they correspond with when a sleeping pod comes into his view. Ooh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I noticed that. No, that might have been the other one, or somebody else, like you said. But so it's like he's punching, attacking his crew. Why is he doing this? I mean, it really looks deliberate too. It lends to the unreliable ... Yeah. You know what? And just reading your comment, need to know? You know what it reminds me of? When in The Shining, maybe you're already anticipating what I'm about to say, but in The Shining, when uh, Jack is, after the fight with Wendy, he's on his way to the gold room and he's making those violent gestures, maybe some punches in there too, on his way down the corridor, down to the entrance to the gold room. My goodness. Good. And I mean, I think I've read or seen somewhere uh, that this is what people say. That when Jack is punching or doing those violent movements um, on his way to the gold room, that he does it every time he passes a mirror. Huh. Hmm. I don't know. I have to check. I have to do like part 22, but we shall see. Very good. Thank you very much. Need to know. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. That's a good observation. I don't care who made it, but it's an observation that is interesting. Like, why is he jogging? I guess so. His limbs don't atrophy on the spaceship. He's got to move. But the punching thing. Wait, this was made in or released rather in 1968. So, for some reason, it reminds me of a boxer. Like when a boxer is jogging, or like, Rocky. It's Stallone in Rocky. And like, I don't know if he punches as he jogs, but there's like that trope, or whatever you call it, of the boxer like doing his little workouts and punch, 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 punch. And there's Father Karras in the Exorcist, and we see scenes of him. Father Karras was originally a boxer, but I know that comes after 2001, so maybe like Friedkin was inspired by Kubrick, or I don't know, but it just reminds me of a boxer training, like the jogging and punching thing. Who is he fighting, or who is he training to fight? What fight is he training for with his jogging and punching? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Thank you, need to know. The Night Attacks says, ooh, it's been a while since. I love this combo. Watching now. Thank you, The Night Attacks. I appreciate it. The Night Attacks also says, I directed the pilot on stage in the 90s. Ooh. I remember the 90s. Uh, I switched out a man going to the moon with a woman going to Mars. Oh dear. Oh, that's interesting. Like, I've done a couple videos about like the Kubrick's alleged misogyny, right? Night Attacks, and like in 2001, like the women we see at those like the lunar those like bases or whatever. Some of them are stewardesses, like space stewardesses, or receptionists or whatever, and then like the women that are with the scientists when like he denies or he doesn't want to, mention anything. There's them. That's the women we see in 2001, and we see not Bowman, but the other one. I think it's the other one's mother, and they're wishing him a happy birthday. And then she's not a woman; she's a little girl, but we see Dr. So and So's daughter on the video telephone. Vivian Kubrick playing the little girl, the daughter. So there's, the role of women in 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh, there's so much to think about. Thank you, Night Attacks. That's an interesting swap out that you did. Ooh, I don't know what to think. The Twilight Zone pilot, because obviously both of us, you and me, Night Attacks, we are big fans of the Twilight Zone. The character, and I forget his name, the guy played by Earl Holliman. He's this really like arrogant, cocky guy. And even after he gets out of the simulation box, he's still got like that arrogance in him. He looks up at the moon and he says, I'm coming for you. He's after that what should be a very humbling experience, losing your mind. he's still, he's still he's still got that like, that energy in him. I don't know. But thank you, Night Attacks. Love the comment. Thank you. Jonathan Swift 2251 writes, I think Serling was a man of grand original ideas. He was first and foremost a writer, but limited resources, TV. Whereas Kubrick was a man of great resources who, quote unquote, gathered information and realized them gloriously. Serling was as visionary as Kubrick. He just never, for the most part, left the confines of TV. And that's an interesting comment, Jonathan, and I kind of agree with you. But like TV, I don't think of it as confines. Just because it's smaller than a movie screen, it's still a screen. It's a small screen, but it's still a screen. And it's a box. And in a way, what Serling was doing was like maybe even more difficult than what a movie director is doing. Movie directors have like all these resources, like the big ones, the big guys. They have all these resources at their disposal, and they have got huge budgets, and they don't have the time constraints that TV people do. So if they're going to do something beautiful and grand and marvelous like Rod Serling did, like it's even more impressive because of those constraints, because of those limitations. You know? I don't know. Because like the Twilight Zone, or like the Alfred Hitchcock either Presents or the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, like whatever they had to say it in 30 minutes, or actually less, because like that 30 minutes includes commercials. And Alfred Hitchcock was like notoriously sarcastic about commercials and what have you. And like the jar that I talked about a little while ago, and somebody mentioned it in a comment a little while ago. The jar changed my life. I don't know who directed it. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't Alfred Hitchcock because like he didn't. I think he directed like a couple of those episodes, and that was it. Um, but the jar and the Ray Bradbury, the material they were working with good material. The story by Ray Bradbury and the good actors, like those people were like as I think that the quality of acting has taken a dive since the 60s and 70s up until now. That like the actors just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And now we are where we are. I can't watch modern TV because it's gross to me, like the things that they concentrate on. It's completely and totally um centered on pushing products, consumerism, and the quality of the acting is just not good. I'm sure there are people who are like who stand out, you know, but it's not like it was before. Like almost all of those actors who were playing lead roles or supporting roles or whatever in TV shows, they were all pretty damn good. Like look at like even like campy, ridiculous shows like that I love, but still campy and ridiculous nonetheless, like The Munsters, The Addams Family, like Petticoat Junction, um the Beverly Hillbillies, like stuff like that. Even those actors, they were good. Like Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster, he was good. He was marvelous. They were all wonderful. Now, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Like, or just watch an episode of Perry Mason, or watch an episode of like the Andy Griffith Show. You know, like all the actors on that show were really awesome. And like the jar was chock full of all those wonderful actors. There was what's his name? Pat Buntram. He played the husband. Colin Wilcox Paxton. She played that slutty ass Theedy. And Jim Best played Theedy's lover boyfriend. He was Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane on The Dukes of Hazzard. An amazing actor. And like all the people in the jar, awesome actors. And the music was amazing, and like they created this amazing atmosphere in that episode, The Jar. Like they don't do that now with TV. That's why I can't watch. Like the last good show for me was Martin in the 1990s. Yeah, Martin Lawrence, and like the ensemble cast, like all those people in the 90s. Like that was, and they were amazing performers. They were amazing actors. Like it's really taken a dive since the 90s. But that's my little tangent. But like no, he Serling. But we're still trying to figure out like what the Twilight Zone did. We are still trying to wrap our minds around the depths of the Twilight Zone. And then of course he did the Night Gallery after that. It was in color. It was in the I think 70s. Um there's still some good ideas in the Night Gallery, but it's not the Twilight Zone. There was the Outer Limits too. The Outer Limits was like, ooh, I don't know what to think about. They had some good episodes, but again, the Twilight Zone, the stories were so like intricately complicated, so multifaceted, so amazing. And I that's why I am not I'm in my heart and in my mind, I am 100% convinced that Stanley was really seriously inspired by what Rod Serling and everybody who worked on the show was doing in the Twilight Zone. Like Stanley, is telling us he was a fan without telling us he was a fan, you know? But that's my take. And that's it for the comments under this video. Here goes video number 3. Let me see how many there are. 15? That sounds like not a lot, but you know me. I gotta like comment on everything. So let's see. I'm gonna go down to the first one. First, yes, New York Yankees 81. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I appreciate it. Burning Man hyphen GC3 UK.
There we go. Okay, Miss M, this is my area of interest. Hold on, let me see. Oh, this is the one about Arthur C. Clarke. Okay, Arthur the author. The Arthur the author Arthur. Yes. Anyway. Okay, Miss M, this is my area of interest. It's a mess. I used to call Clarke myself the Prismador, having held a great interest in the realms of space literature. I think one of his early oh, this is a big ass comment. Oh my God. I just clicked on read more. Okay, I'm gonna read more. I'll get through your comment. I really will. Burning Man. I think one of his early short story collections. Oh, no. Having held a great interest in the realms of space literature, I think one of his early short story collections is notable, but he was obsessed with ancient esoteric forms of translation. I think he wanted to induce the same effect in readers of his work. However, his ideas were a bit muddled. So a bit different to sneezy. Not malicious, but it came off as he was smarter than he managed to be in reality. He just wasn't as book smart as Kubrick. It's shown in 3001, where the land where the book is set. I'm typing this on a Bluetooth Apple Pad while my child sleeps. Ironic, I know. Is supposed to be Israel. Excuse me. It's supposed to be Israel. Oh, for goodness. Burning Man. That's what I'll call you. It's just easier for me. Burning Man. Israel. Wait a minute. So in 3001, it's supposed to be Israel, not Jupiter. Okay. The reason I paused on Israel is because that's part of my theory about the monoliths. I won't tell you anymore. I don't want to. I'm still working on it, kind of. But yeah, Israel plays a role in my monolith theory, like solving the mystery of the monoliths. I stay tuned, y'all. Okay, supposed to be Israel, not Jupiter. Okay. It is the only kind of insight we get into Clarke's mind, and we can take that back to probably what made the creation of the book and movie combination so messy. Okay, he wasn't interested in organized forms of religion, but it's likely Israel and ideas of the First and Second World War and ideas of ancient civilizations. Hello, pyramidal jewel, anyone? Yeah, yeah. Just baffled Kubrick because it was like Clarke's meant to be a sci-fi guy, not a historical prophetic author, which informed I think you meant Kubrick's rather than rubrics. That's probably autocorrect. Which informed Kubrick's creation of the square-shaped thing floating in space. Clarke gave him hell. So he gave it back to him in the piece. I bet I wouldn't be surprised. Burning Man. So he gave it back to him in the piece by alluding to the creation of the movie inside of the movie. But ultimately, Kubrick didn't care about what Clarke said about it. Big oak, whatever. Oh, by the way, didn't I say the oak is related to Jupiter? But never mind. Big oak, whatever. Kubrick made a piece about media and soap operas of the time. I Love Lucy and the Beverly Hillbillies. I just mentioned the Beverly Hillbillies. This is synchronicity. I Love Lucy and the Beverly Hillbillies universe, I believe, was as well as the Twilight Zone, like you said. Clarke was an acorn. Ooh. Ooh. And I think the town in the pilot episode of the Twilight Zone is called something like Oakwood. Okay? Uh, Yes. Anyway, I will continue with your comment. The bit about Clarke having cried was made up. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was made up. I'll take your word for it, at least for now. But interestingly, alluding to The Shining, alluding to Shines, the 11-minute running scene had a variety of purposes for the premiere. If Stanley Kubrick was as obsessed with aesthetics as we Kubrickologists would like to believe, it would make sense that as well as dealing in soaps, he would deal in politics and the 50s space age obsession, as well as political upheaval of the 60s, would have informed the piece. Probably, yeah. So, believing Lennon/McCartney or both might have been in the theater would have been interesting. As we know, John Lennon said he'd been to see 2001, but for the life of me, I can't find the reference. And McCartney was interested in making something with Kubrick. This really needs further research. Yeah, I'm gonna put up a Ministry song. I have to. Al Jorgensen. Yes. Phew, there's another hint. Yeah. Anyway, so I already respected Al Jorgensen. Now and Ministry. He's really a terrific artist in his own right. After finding out what I found out, I respect him even more. Anyway, making something with Kubrick. This really needs further research, but literally, what an atmosphere! We could make a guess that then that McCartney, Lennon, and Kubrick would have had an opportunity to talk to Kubrick at some point, and these artistic types love synchronicity, so it makes sense the 11-minute running scene was included, knowing Lennon/McCartney Clark may have been in the audience, and to Lennon McCartney, who were going through relationship troubles at this point, could have represented the slog that was public versus private persona, the slog that was each other, and a reflective point to be literally shouted at by Kubrick about ideas of their relationship. It's a deeper motivation than we can confirm, but we know Kubrick was anything but shallow, and I think at this point a bond was made. I think it may have been funny too on Clark's part, as he was known to be volatile, bit of a Jack Homo Torrance. Ooh. And basically not worthy of putting out was hold on, wait a second. And basically not worthy of putting out was he said he was able to put out, but that's my 2 cents on a bit of it. Okay. All right. I didn't know about the Lennon McCartney possibility. Didn't know that. Clark was rightly dragged in 2001. He drags all of his authors. Everybody except Vladimir Nabokov. So far that I can see. He named Vivian. I think me and Richard Tankard of Tales Stashy had a convo about this a while ago, at least 4 months ago. But he named her after Vivian Darkbloom in Lolita, and Vivian Darkbloom is what's it called? Anagram of Vladimir Nabokov. All right? Hello, skis. Clark was rightly dragged in 2001, but it's a shallow take to assume Kubrick would have cared that much. I don't know. It's not about caring. It's about something about him dragging the authors of the source material is just something Kubrick seems to do. He's saying something in that I don't think he got to pick. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I don't think he got to choose the source material. It's like the studio just threw a book at him and said, make this into a movie. And Kubrick probably resented that. And he realized what time it was, as they say. He realized where the wind was blowing from, right? And he said, okay, you've given me this, this trash, and now I gotta make this into a movie, and this is not really, maybe Kubrick felt that he was being used to promote mediocre writing and mediocre authors, and he didn't like that. And this was his way of clapping back, so to speak. I don't know. It's not about caring that much. It's he could decimate somebody with just including a prop or not including it in the movie. That's how good he was. But I could see where you're coming from. But anyway, it's a shallow take to assume Kubrick would have cared that much, which I believe was a source of conflict for you in today's video. But yeah, Clark's writing is bad. Oh, it is? Okay, I've never read any of his work, just like I've never really read a sneezy, a sneezy piece. But Kubrick took on the beast when he was dealing in The Shining. It's why the movie shines. You know what? Thank you for your comment. It's long, but and I see you've put a great deal of thought into this. Plenty of things that you've given me to think about, which I love. I didn't know about the Lennon McCartney thing. I didn't know that there was even a possibility that Clark bursting into tears was a fabrication. I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know. But I didn't know that Clark's writing was bad because the article he wrote about his time working with Stanley, that's not a bad writer. That was engaging. So, but then again, writing, an essay as opposed to writing prose is like two different animals, two different pairs of pants, as my mother would say. Um, so I don't know, but I love this comment and I love that you made this comment and thank you so much, Burning Man. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mike Bonilla 2534 comments. So essentially, the novel 2001 and the original script were used as a red herring to make the film. Seems like it. Seems like it. The original message was very pro-technology, however. Stanley went the complete opposite way and made the film's message to be distrustful of technology, AI, etc. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. Like in my heart, I have my suspicions. I have things that I'm keeping an eye on, and I I could be wrong. But I don't know if it's pro or anti technology. Maybe technology is just his excuse or his you know method of saying what it is that he wants to say. Comment allegedly, or what making it look like he's commenting on technology. He might not really be commenting on technology at all, because technology is not the problem. It's the people who make it. The atomic bomb, if it had never been used, it would not be a problem. It would just, sit there and not hurt anybody. But, it's not the bomb itself, it's the people who made it. Just can you imagine the diabolical evil minds that sat around and said, you know what, you know what we should do? We should make a weapon that disintegrates people. Ay, ay, ay. Like, what the hell? You know? I don't know, but it might be about technology, or it might be just like technology is the oh, like I mentioned Alfred Hitchcock a little while ago. Maybe technology is the MacGuffin. You know, I don't know, but thank you for your comment, Mike Bonilla. I appreciate it. Labstan, hi again. Great show. That story about the Jaguar was hilarious. It was. Stanley could throw some shade. Oh my goodness. Like that he wasn't throwing the shade. He was throwing the whole damn tree when he made that Jaguar comment. My God. You should watch I know I should. I know. It's short and sweet. It's short? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Thank you, Labstan. I appreciate it. Tankard, hey, how you doing? Great video. Yeah, don't worry about catching up. I have not noticed the diamonds in Lolita, but they might be there, Richard. They might be there. We just got. Maybe it's Charlotte's jewelry. Doesn't she wear a lot of jewelry? Oh, we gotta watch that movie again. Um. But I wasn't looking for them either. I made snapshots of over 250 images of James Mason with band-aids and without band-aids. Oh, shit. Richard. We need to talk about Full Metal Jacket. There's some band-aids in there too. All right. Did I tell you that already? I don't know. If I didn't tell you, I'm telling you now. There are bandages. I should put up that Hot Hot Heat song. Bandages, bandages, bandages. It's a good song. They were like a one-hit wonder back in the early 2000s. Yeah. Okay, so Ministry and Hot Hot Heat. That's next on the playlist. I was planning on doing that video, but while talking to Herman. Ay, who's Herman? Herman? You talked to Herman. I don't remember who Herman is. Oh my God. Okay, but while talking to Herman, I decided to start talking about the serial killers in Lolita. Mm-hmm. Wow. The Nabokov fans didn't like. Oh, you're talking about Reddit. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been months, Richard. It's been months, and I'm just coming out of my funk. And okay, so that's who I assume Herman is a redditor, who maybe has been giving you some trouble. Okay. You decided to start talking about the serial killers in Lolita. Wow, the Nabokov fans didn't like that, and I decided to take it down to add my opinion and some more edits talking about the other serial killer for the re-upload. I'm doubling down, LOL, as you should. You should double down. Those people are horrible on Reddit. I tried being on Reddit a little bit, and I said, no, this is not for me. This is not for me. I already have too much stress and anxiety. Last thing I need is to be arguing with a bunch of know-it-alls. Like, and if you don't just regurgitate what they already believe, like you are persona non grata, all right? They don't want you there. And no, but you go ahead and you fight the good fight, Richard. I don't have that kind of strength. But yeah, no, the bandage thing is intriguing, by the way. And that you mentioned diamonds and that they might be there, they might not be. Maybe it's not, jewels, maybe it's shapes, rhomboid shapes. We shall see. But thank you. I love the comment, Richard. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stephen 1853. Let's go. Oh, let's see. Okay. Clark seems to be a big proponent of the idea that technology would continually improve the human condition. Certainly, it was a popular viewpoint at the time, considered the utopian future of Star Trek, where society's problems had been solved, and vast amounts of effort and money could be spent on exploration and scientific discovery. There's no talk of using this knowledge for commercial or militaristic ends. I know. I know. That's where our technology comes from, isn't it? Our technology, like whatever it is that we have as technology, it like started out in some sort of military use, and then like we, the consumers, eventually got it when it became obsolete or outdated for military uses. Isn't that how we got our stuff? I don't know. But I now believe that this utopian myth was used to encourage consumerism, yes, and support the military-industrial complex. Possibly. Possibly. Perhaps Stanley felt the same way. However, I can see it becoming a popular notion if people wanted to imagine a world after the Cold War that benefited from all the technological advances made during the war. In other words, we went through hell, but it was worth it. I don't know. Technology is an expression. I'm starting to think that like technology and the development of technology and the way it's developed and the purposes it's developed for, whether it's military or whatever else, like to me, something is telling me that it's like a psychological expression of some kind, like a mass psychological expression, not of us ordinary people. Like us ordinary people, we don't have the time or the opportunity to think of something like the atomic bomb because we're too busy working and trying to pay bills and trying to like stay fed and clothed and housed. Like we don't have that kind of time, and most of us are not diabolical and evil like that. Just sit around thinking of ways to kill as many people as possible in the shortest amount of time. We don't do that shit. We're too busy just trying to get through the day, you know? Um but yeah, Star Trek and the Twilight Zone deals with this very thing that you're writing about in your comment, like technology and whether or not technology is a good thing and what it means to humanity when we make quote unquote technological advances. Are they really advanced? Like when we make like, they're trying to, for example, for example, like self checkout. I don't know if you're American or not, and it doesn't matter. Like this going on all over the world, I think. But like you go to the grocery store, used to be you had to stand in line, and you still have to stand in line and get your stuff scanned, and then they tell you how much it costs and whatever. And a person does that. Now they're trying to replace that with machines, self checkout. And that's great, I guess, but like all those cashiers are going to lose their jobs if self checkout becomes the only way to do it. You know what I mean? Or like robots getting you your Big Mac and your fries and your shake at McDonald's. or your chicken nuggets or whatever, Like all those people are going to lose jobs. And that's the way our world is set up and the way it's run. We need to make money so that we can pay bills so that we won't die of exposure to the elements or starvation. Without those jobs, what are we going to do? Those jobs that, are being replaced by robots and machines and AI and whatever. Like, what then? What then? So, it's not an easy question to think about. It's not an easy question to answer. Um, but there's a lot going on. Like a good movie that deals with that way before 2001 was the 1927 Fritz Lang movie Metropolis. That's a movie that's talking about the future and big, beautiful buildings and technology and whatever. But in the middle of all that technology is still human beings, and human beings' need for some purpose in life and some kind of happiness. And if you're working in a mine or underground or some horrible, drudgery kind of job day in and day out, um, they were talking about, the entertainment and the entertainment that kind of placates us and helps distract us from our pain and our misery and our suffering. Um, and how it's not necessarily a good thing. And there's a lot going on. And I believe that Stanley is dealing with that question too. We're trying to figure it out. Maybe he solved it and we just need to look closer. I don't know, but I love your comment. Thank you, Stephen. You always give me something to think about. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here comes Anno. Hello, Anno. Domini, 1991. Arthur C. Clarke is another one that got played. Yes. It seems like it to me. Seems like it to me. Tankard replies, I don't understand these writers. They should know a movie and a book are two different mediums. I know, right? But I guess not. I would be pleased if Kubrick took a third of my book and put it into a movie. I know, like, I'm not an author, I'm not a writer, but, excuse me, I'm not an author, I'm not a writer, but if, like, for example, if somebody, like, took my sad little YouTube videos and disseminated them and whatever, I would tell that person thank you. If somebody, like a more influential person, liked this is like my equivalent, liked my videos and told their millions of subscribers, hey, check out Miss M's channel. Check out the Object of Art. There's some good shit over there. Like, and that resulted in thousands of people coming over here to my channel and watching my videos, and all my views and whatever went up as a result of that person, giving me a shout out. I would tell that person at the very least, thank you. I might even bake him some cookies. You know what I mean? And so, Richard, like, yeah, if you took a third of your book and made it into a movie, you would be like, thank you, Stanley. That was real nice of you. But these, somebody like Sneezy, Arthur C. Clarke doesn't seem to be, he seems to have some manners. But he also seems a little salty. Like, he's talking about Kubrick, making him sound like he's kind of a nut in that article that I read in this video. So I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you say that he's just, a little weird? Because this man took your mediocre ass book, and, it's allegedly based on that thing he wrote called The Sentinel. And and included you in this project, and your name is all over the place, Arthur. And he's not like flat out talking shit, but he's kind of indirectly. It's a little but I know, no, I totally agree with you, Tankard. And even if he chooses to make huge changes, still won't stop people into reading the source. Yes, Yes, people will be curious. People who enjoy reading, they're out there. They're still, I mean, I'm surprised, but like there's people still out there who enjoy reading novels and short stories and all kinds of stuff. Like, yeah, Stephen King is famous because of the movies that were made from his books, not because of the books. I'll say it again. Sneezy. Sneezy. McFlurry. Thank you, Gershom. Oh my God. Um, Sneezy is not famous because of the quality of his writing. Sneezy is famous because almost immediately, almost like the very second he started writing novels, they started being converted into films. That's why he's famous. Like, I don't know what kind of deal with the devil that man made, but this is why people have all these ridiculous theories about the Illuminati and people, sacrifice. I won't get into it, but you know what I mean, like selling their souls so they can be famous and shit. Like, that's why, because like there are people out there who are not blind and they are not stupid, and they see the quality of the work of somebody like Sneezy, and they're like, wait a minute, why is this guy famous? Why did they make so many movies out of his books? Oh, because people automatically assume it's because he's a good writer. Why? You know? So yeah, no, it doesn't. Anno, yeah, he got played at least somewhat. Maybe he's aware of it. That's why he's not being as. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's having a completely different reaction than Sneezy. Sneezy just went on the warpath, and Arthur was like, you know what? I guess he's English, isn't he? So he's a little more reserved. But he was like, you know what? Let me not say anything. let me not say too much, right? Then people will realize what happened, and I don't want that. So yeah, definitely. Thank you, Anno. Thank you, Tankard. Very good comments. Awesome. Let's see what's this. David Gentry. PU9XM. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's do it. Oh dear Miss M. You haven't seen Doctor Strangelove yet? No, I haven't. Not 3 months later. No, I haven't. How I envy you that first viewing experience. I saw it for the first time when I was 23 years old. Not only did I laugh like I've never laughed before or since. I love to laugh, Dave Gentry. So this should be a treat for me. But it blew my mind. What is that pun intended? Is that pun intended? Oh my God. It was very formative of my thought process about world events and politics ever since. Interesting. That's very, you're making me very intrigued. Okay, I think I might have to watch it maybe soon. All right. I avoided Lolita for the longest time because I thought it was gross. And then because it's a Stanley movie, I finally watched it and I was like, ooh, Stanley, you did it again. Okay. So okay, I really need to watch Doctor Strangelove. Yes, you definitely need to see this ASAP. Yeah. What if you get hit by Dave? I'm not even gonna read the rest of that. Get ay ay ay. Get on it quickly. There's no more time to procrastinate. Please understand the dread of having to answer to the Coca-Cola. Oh my God. Okay, so you're quoting from the movie. Okay, cool. To answer to the Coca-Cola company, take care. Coca-Cola is one of my favorite drinks. And I mean, I'm not ashamed of that. It's a good product. But I buy the good stuff. I buy the stuff in the glass bottles made with real sugar, not the syrup. Okay? But the answer to the Coca-Cola company. Dave. So basically what you're telling me is I'm going to have to research the Coca-Cola company. Oh. I obviously have so much work to do. So much work is waiting for me in the future. I will do it, Dave. I will do it. I will find a copy that I can watch on my laptop and like turn it over in my head. Whew. All right. All right, it's urgent. I gotta get it done ASAP. Okay. All right. Well, I will get it done. Okay. And then Tankard, Tankard says, it is funny. Jack D. Ripper, Kubrick created that name, verified my suspicion on Humbert. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus Christ. I gotta watch this. And I gotta watch Lolita again. And I gotta watch 2001 again. And oh my God, I got shit to do. Okay, thank you guys. And then Dave Gentry replies, feed me, you said. And I was feeding you, Jack. Um, I assume that's a quote from the movie. Jack D. Ripper. Oh dear God. What you guys are gonna think I'm like slap up the wall crazy, but when I think of Ripper, I think of like those hot dogs, like they make that I saw on TV once. They make them in New Jersey, and they fry the wiener in the oil for so long that the thing rips open, and they're called Rippers. Jack D. Ripper. I don't know what's wrong with me, but oh. So Jack the Ripper is we all know this from history. He was the serial killer in London, England at the turn of the century. He killed a bunch of um, oh, streetwalkers. I hope they won't censor that. And like nobody, we don't know. We have no idea who Jack the Ripper really was. I mean, people have been speculating about his identity for years. Ugh. I have so much to think about. You guys, why do you do this to me? You give me all this stuff to think about, like I ain't got enough already. That's okay, I love it. I enjoy thinking. Thank you, Dave Gentry and Tankard of Tales. Richard, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah, Gershom, you had a rhubarb scone. I guess that's when I tell people to go get their coffee and get a snack to go along with it. Yeah, I hope it was delicious. I used to love scones. Haven't had one in years. I used to enjoy, Starbucks. I used to enjoy the blueberry one and the maple glazed one. That was what I used to like. Haven't had a scone in a long time. But thank you, Gershom. Always love seeing you in the comments. Ah, this one. F_CK all Trump voters. At Peter Greenway is a filmmaker you definitely need to check out if you haven't already. Superb. You a boss ass queen. Oh! Well, thank you, Mr. F_CK all Trump voters. And yeah, okay, all right. Well, thank you. I guess I'll check him out. Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate it. Who is this? Need to know. Hello, need to know. Hello, game. Hold up, wait a minute. I just heard, and I had to stop the video at this point, that you said you did not watch Dr. Strangelove yet. Isn't that... Dave already, chastised me for that. Now I got you. Oh, okay. I'll read your comment anyway. Yeah, that I did not watch Dr. Strangelove yet. No, not yet. I didn't know that because you were going through the character names and you pretty much captured the humor of that film correctly. Well, I have a gift. Need to know. I can't help it. It's just what I do. I'm I'm good at reading. I've always been good at reading. Oh boy, when you watch Dr. Strangelove, everything you're saying about Oppenheimer, nuclear energy, the Manhattan Project, etc., will probably be clearer than ever. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just take your word for it. I think you might well be right. Rob Ager, my goodness, uh, had mentioned that the end of Doctor Strangelove, where the plane is flying over terrain, is the same footage as in the spectacle, for lack of a better word, that Bowman was experiencing, or in his vision, at the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Okay, like that trippy part with all the colors and everything. Okay. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that one, to compare those two pieces of footage, and if he is correct, to tell us what the implications of that are. Um, phew, I have to think about it. I have to think about it because, mm, I mean, I haven't seen both. I've only seen one. I've only seen 2001. So I have to look at Doctor Strangelove and then compare and contrast the two. Oof. I can't say anything yet because something is telling me, like the characters, Bowman and whoever that guy is that rides the bomb, um, in Strangelove. I think it's some guy that rides the bomb. Like, he's nuts. The one in Strangelove, he's like, he's crazy. And so, well, does that mean that Bowman is crazy too? It might be. So I'm not even really concerned about the scenery or the background, the landscapes or anything. I'm concerned about the guys, like, the one riding one bomb, if it is a bomb, and then the other guy riding the bomb in Strangelove. So one is very obviously, like, again, batshit slap up the wall, yeah, and then that's the guy in Strangelove. And then Bowman, he's not very obviously batshit slap up the wall, but that doesn't mean it ain't so. Bowman is quiet. That's how he allegedly beats Hal, by keeping his mouth shut and just, like, not giving Hal any opportunity to gather hints or clues about his next move. That's when he starts shutting him off. And I need to talk about so many things in 2001. I need to talk about that song that Hal sings while he's quote unquote dying. Oh God, I got so much to do. Thank you, Need to Know. Yeah, I gotta watch Strangelove. I really do. Two of you have scolded me for it. I guess I gotta get to work. Maybe tonight. Who knows? Um, Ciao, Miss M. Hi, Boxy. How are you? Hoping to see soon new installment of Your and Our Understanding the Shining series. We miss it. Cheers, B. In this upcoming week, I will try to get. I'll try to, like, plop one out. Okay, Boxy. I'll try to flop it out for you. Okay, so. We shall see. 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 Thank you. And that is last but not the least comment, Boxy. Yeah, the Boxy's always like, Boxy would make a great Sergeant Hartman. I wish I had a personal trainer like Sergeant Hartman. I would be very skinny if I had, and I would be very fit and very in shape if I had a personal trainer like Sergeant Hartman to, like, get me into the gym, and, like, if I cried, he would just yell at me and I would, somehow find the strength to keep going. That's the kind of person I need in my life to motivate me. See, you all think that Sergeant Hartman is the villain? No. Sergeant Hartman, he's maybe not the hero of the movie, but he's a positive character. He just wants what's best for those Marines. He wants them to do well, and that's how he does it. That's how he accomplishes it, by yelling at them and calling them awful names, and sometimes punching them in the guts. Joker deserved that shit. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done with this video. How long have I been talking? Ooh, Lord, 2 hours and what? Coming up on 14 minutes. All right, you guys, I've talked and talked and talked. I hope you enjoyed the coffee or the tea or the gin and tonic, or whatever you're drinking. The Jack and Coke. Hello. See what I did there? See what I did there? Yes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed making it. It's cheered me up. It's made me feel a little bit better. So, like I said, I guess that's my homework now. I gotta watch Doctor Strangelove, and I gotta plop out yet another installment of Understanding the Shining. So I'll be working on that in this upcoming week. This between now and the end of this year, my workload and my work schedule will be much less horrible than it was in the first like about 7 months of this year. Okay, the first 7 months of this year, terrible, absolutely abominable. Okay, now I had a little bit of time off. It wasn't really time off because like just because I wasn't working doesn't mean I wasn't doing something else that was also exhausting. But now hopefully like I can take it easy until the holiday season. All right. So again, I hope you enjoyed the coffee or whatever beverage you chose. I hope you enjoyed this, me talking at you and responding and reacting to your comments. I love them all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. I'll be putting up those songs. I hopefully won't forget. Ministry and Hot Hot Heat. Check them out. Look out for them. And like I said, that's my homework. Strange Love and making another understanding video. So until then, you guys, notice I'm not asking you to like, comment, or subscribe because, no. If you want to do that, you'll do that without me saying it. But that's it for now. And until next time. Until the next time when I make one of these videos and I talk at you about whatever it is that I want to talk at you about. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you loved it. And I'm going to go ahead and bid you, until next time, I'm going to go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.